for y'all so you can see. Boom. Boom. Okay. So I want this to be available to people whether you have a kit or not. Don't worry about it. If you have pillows, if you have a mattress, if you have a couch, that's all good with me. You're going to need 2 implements to hit the drums with. So I don't know if you want to go and get some wooden spoons, spatulas, chopsticks. No, actually, I don't suggest chopsticks. They're way too thin and small. But just get something that you can, it's got like a handle, a little long, and they're going to work as your drumsticks. So if you are right-handed, so say you took a tennis ball and you threw it with your right hand, that's your dominant hand usually. If that's you, or you write with your right hand, you're going to cross your hands right hand over left. Boom. So your left hand is underneath that right hand. I don't really know why we cross our hands. I don't know, but that's just kind of a thing, right? So can you all see that? Right hand over left. Now, if you're left-handed, you're going to do the opposite. Left hand over right. So yeah, I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do this way. Right hand over left. So you just cross it. Just hold it there for now. That's all you need to know. Now, you want to be sitting sort of comfortable. Find yourself somewhere to sit where you're nice and comfy. Just sit. Try and sit up straight if you can. Try not to hunch over. We don't want shrimp back. You want to be nice. You want to be sitting on top of your hips like that. And legs just comfortably in front of you. That's kind of it. For now, we're not going to get too much detailed into anything else. That's it for now. And also, if you want to find out what your dominant foot is, so if you were to go and try and kick a football, which foot are you kicking it with? If you're right-footed, if you kick a football with your right foot, that is going to be the foot we're going to use a lot today. So I don't know if you can see this. Let me just switch the camera angle. Actually, no. We can do foot cam. Hang on a minute. Oh, hang on. I've went too quick. Hang on. No shrimp back. That's right. Hang on a minute. There we go. It's a bit glitchy. This is my right foot. Boom. So there's a pedal. When you get to progress to having a drum kit, you're going to have a pedal. So we're going to be using that foot. If you're left-footed, you kick a football with your left foot, you're going to switch to using your left foot a lot. So just work that out. Okay. Then let me just quickly show you what a drum kit is made up of lots of different instruments, right? Lots of different parts. So you're not just playing one drum, you're playing many, and you're also playing lots of cymbals. So because of that, we're just going to start with 3 main elements today. You're going to start with your hi-hat. So it's a nice chicky, because it's an electronic kit, so the sounds I'm making it all digital. They kind of also look a little funny. So this is actually, a hi-hat is actually 2 cymbals that touch one another, right? They operate like that using a pedal. But because I'm using a digital kit, it's kind of just one whole chunk of rubber. So you got to imagine there's like two metal discs that are going. So that's your hi-hat. So that's what our dominant hand is going to be playing the most. Then we have our snare drum. It's got a nice crack to it. That's what our non-dominant hand is going to be playing the most of. And then your dominant foot is going to be playing your kick drum. Boom. You probably can't see that. Here we go. Let me just show you that. Down there. So those things again. Hi-hat. Snare drum. Kick drum. So those 3 elements. Hi-hat, snare, kick drum. Hi-hat, snare, kick drum. That's great, right? Oh, hang on a minute. You got something to say, Gigi? Oh, no, okay. I'm so sort of worried that the stream isn't working. So I'm like, oh my God, as soon as my partner comes in, I'm like, are we still live? Can you hear me? Okay. So the first thing to do is, with our right hand, or our dominant hand, is we're going to have to learn how to count and play our hi-hat, right? This is a thing that pretty much is consistent amongst, let me just change camera, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong camera. This is pretty much the most consistent element as we play, is our hi-hats. So when we count drums, for now, as beginners, we're going to count to 4. Very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get to 4, you go back to 1. So you just literally loop that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on your hi-hats, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just think of it that you've got like, they're called quarter notes. So you've got 4 of them in one bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's really good. And you just keep that going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't stop those hi-hats yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can play this on a pillow. You can play this on your mattress. You can play this on your leg. It doesn't matter. Just keep it going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, everything else we're going to play today, right now, is going to hinge off of that. So keep that counting going. That should be nice and comfortable, nice and easy, almost automatic, really. So then what I want you to do is when you say the number 2 and you say the number 4, you're going to play the snare drum at the same time as the hi-hat. So the hi-hat doesn't stop. So when you say the 2 and the 4, you'll be playing a hi-hat and a snare drum. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, hands together. 3, hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense? 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's great. Honestly, you just keep that going. Hand, hands together. Hand, hands together. Hi-hat, together. Hi-hat, together. Nice and easy. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me give you the overhead so you can see it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi-hat, hands together. Hi-hat, hands together. Keep going. 3, 4. Nice, nice, nice. Keep going. I'm just checking something. Keep going. Nice. 1 second, everyone. Just checking. All right, cool. I'm just catching up on my stream on YouTube because there we go. All right, cool. Yeah, I was just checking my stream on YouTube to make sure it had caught up, and it has. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, everybody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, hands together. 3, hands together. Now. Boom. I want you to try adding in a kick drum. So your foot on the 1 and the 3. Okay? So now you're going to have your hi-hat is going to be with either a kick drum or a snare drum. There will be no hi-hats on its own. So you're going to have hand and foot together, hands together. Hand and foot together, hands together. So 1, hi-hat and kick. 2, snare and hi-hat. 3, hi-hat and kick. 4, snare drum and hi-hat. Make sense? Hand and foot, hands together. Hand and foot, hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How's that feel? 2, 3, 4. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. 2, 3, 4. Hand and foot, hands together. Hand and foot, hands together. Oh yeah. That is your first beat. Congratulations. Honestly, quarter note beat. That is a foundation for pretty much everything else. Everything else is going to be essentially a variation of that. We start adding in more stuff, but that is the basics. That is the basics. And it's okay if it's difficult, because what makes drumming a little bit tricky for beginners is you're going cross laterally across your body. You will begin to anyway. So you've got a right foot playing with a left hand sometimes. So it's like across your body. and then sometimes you have your hands playing, sometimes you have one side of your body playing. All of those different combinations you have to give your brain a chance to literally build the neural pathways. That's literally what you're doing. So you just have to be patient, and often you'll find that when you come back to it the next day, it'll be a lot easier. So be patient with yourself in our sessions. Just take it nice and slowly, and there's no right or wrong way to learn. So if you find that you need to say hand and foot and like spell it out for yourself, then spell it out for yourself. Eventually you can wean yourself off that. You're just looking to get up on that first ledge. That's what we're doing. Learning an instrument, learning any skill is just about consistency and sort of climbing slowly. So if you need to go hand and foot, hands together, so that you know what you're doing, then spell it out for yourself. And then eventually you can add in the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand and foot, hands together. Hand and foot, hands together. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Should I find us a song? Yes, we can play to a song. Let's do it. Okay, so I found this really cool website because obviously playing on doing streams live, I've got to be careful I don't use copyrighted music, which is absolutely fair. And so I'm going to send you to a Vic Firth website. So Vic Firth is a stick company, and they have great resources for teachers and drummers alike. And there are some great play-alongs that we can play to now. So they're drumless tracks, essentially. So they give you a chance to play along to what sounds like a band. So that's what I'm going to get up for you now. And we're going to just try playing to some of these songs. So let's see what we got here. And it's loads. So you go to the vicfirth.com/education/drum set play along tracks. You will have a whole host of songs there without drums for you to play along to, and they're in rock and metal, Latin and world, funk and R&B. So right across the board there. So I'm just going to pick you one out. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. One second. I don't want it to be too quick, you see. So let's try Zorro Shonuff. Let's just see. We might have to come out of that if it's not good enough. Let's have a listen if it's too quick. Alright, okay. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on! 8, 8, 8. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just start with your hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep it going. 2, 3. Thank you, G and Rich. Thank you very much. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can build it up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands together. Hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now kick. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hand and foot. Hands together. Hand and foot. Hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to add that in. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play it like you mean it. Play it like you have played drums before. Mean what you want. Mean what you play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Break it down if you need to. Just don't stop. You are the drummer. You are the heartbeat of the band. You need to keep going. 2, 3, 4. You got to find your tempo and lock it. 3, 4. purposely picked quite long tracks because you need to just bed this in. Don't stop, just keep going. Feel it. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hand and foot, hands together. Just hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're locked in. Make sure you're counting. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure you're counting. 1, 2, 3. Add that snare. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Keep going. Let's add in the kick drum. 1 and 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The track stop. Doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should feel good. Yeah. Nice work. That's good. That's good. And it was a bit of a pace. Like we started off going 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think there's ever too quick a pace. You just, if ever you're feeling like, ooh, I can't keep up, that's okay. I remember many a time learning when I was younger where lots of tracks felt like unattainable. Like there was no way I was going to get to be able to play full speed. And you know what? Just like if you've ever tried running before, or if you've ever tried going to the gym and lifting weight, you build up incrementally. So when we're playing to tracks, just don't play the whole thing. You just do what you can until you feel like you're drifting out of time, or maybe, you know, something's aching, and then stop. And then just wait until you've got, you know, you feel like you're ready to jump back in. That is literally what I do, because eventually your endurance will build up. So on that, I wanted to say that sometimes with our foot, let me go to the foot cam. Boom. So, I know it's a bit glitchy, I'm so sorry. Sometimes when we're learning, let me just take my slippers off. Sometimes when we're learning drums, often if you don't have a drum kit, you're going to be sort of like doing this on the floor, where you're just going to be lifting your toes, right? And then you push down. That's kind of what we do on our pedal, right? That's one of the techniques we use. It's called heel down. Don't turn away from the mic. Yeah. Okay. So my partner was just saying, make sure. Hello, Junko. Hello. My partner was just letting me know, make sure I stay on the mic so you can hear me. Right. So we lift up our toes and then we push down. That's literally what we do. Now, sometimes we're using muscles in our shins, right, at the front here, that we probably not really use very often. So you might find that you ache. Okay, so if you ache, just take a break. This is what you're building all these muscles up, right? So you don't need to like be doing lots of stuff. Take a break, and then eventually when that ache goes, then you start up again. But that is, you will build up that endurance. So that's all I wanted to say on that. Let's go back to my wide cam. Let me put my slipper back on. Oh yeah. Okay. So that should be feeling really good. Message me in the chat if you have any comments on that, if you've got any questions, because I'm going to give you your next beat. So you were playing your quarter note beat. So let me just go to the overhead cam so you can see. Boom. Right. So your beat was quarter notes. So you were going 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Now, what happens if we want to add more notes in than just that? Like what happens if we want to play more spicy stuff, or like stuff that's got more parts to the beat in? So what happens is we count what's known as different subdivisions. So you've divided your beat up into 4 equal parts, right? But you can divide them in. What's not to say that you couldn't divide it up into 8 equal parts or 16 equal parts, which is exactly what we do. So in drumming, it's very similar to a fraction, which is, well, if you use the American way. So there's 2 ways to count things. I use predominantly the American way because maths is helpful to us, and this makes more sense. So if you were just playing quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, the next level up to that, after that, is 8th notes. So you are not a dancer, so you don't want to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, do not do it. I don't want to hear that you've done it. You want to count ands in between the number, in between the numbers. The word and. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So you were going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're going to add in 4 extra notes. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. So you've taken your pie and you had 4 equal slices, and now you have 8. That's literally, just remember that. So what you've done is you've doubled the amount of notes. So now that gives us more. The hi-hat is like our Christmas tree, and we're now hanging like decorations off of it. So if that's our grid, we've now got more notes available to us to play. So that's what you're going to do. So for now, we're just going to do the same thing with your dominant hand. You're just going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Make sure you're counting along. It's really important you count. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just keep it going. And 2 and 3 and 4 and. Really good. You want to count, because if you don't know how long your bar is, and you don't know where you are in your bar. So one cycle of that is 1 bar. So when you hear people saying music, oh, we're going to play an 8-bar phrase, or we're going to play an 8-bar loop or a 16-bar loop, that's, you have 16 of those. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bar 1. So that's bar 1. But if you're just tapping away, you don't know where you are in that, and you're going to get lost. And then as the drummer, you are locking everybody in, so you need to know where you're at, where you're at. So you're going to do that, and then I want you to put the snare drum exactly where it was in the other beat, in your quarter note beat, on the 2 and the 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Perfect. Just like that. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So hi-hat, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat, 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 hands together, hi-hat. 1 and 2 and 3 and hands together and. Then don't forget, kick on the, do you remember, 1 and 3. So that's easy. The 1 is easy to remember. When you start your beat, you are punctuating that. Most of our beats will start with a kick on the 1. It just naturally will be there. Let me just turn this up a bit. I'm getting shrimp back. Okay. So yeah, your kick will be with that first hi-hat. You're punctuating. You're letting people know I'm starting my beat. Not every time, but most times. So that's easy to remember. 1. That heavy 1. That's the downbeat. That's what we call that. The downbeat. 1. Lets everybody know that's where the 1 is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and snare, kick, snare, and the hi-hat just keeps going. Kick, snare, kick, snare. Perfect. Kick, snare, kick, snare. Perfect. Keep it going. Snare, kick, snare. What else was I going to say on this? So you could do hands together, hi-hat. Oh, sorry. Kick and hand and foot, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat, hand and foot, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat, hand and foot, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat. That might be another way for you to just, some people have to spell it out. They have to literally program in and say with their mouth what their body's going to do, and that's okay. That's actually a way of learning. Everybody learns different. You won't want to do that long term, because as we get quicker, that would be like crazy. Hand and foot, like it wouldn't be possible. But right now, hand and foot, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat, hand and foot, hi-hat, hands together, hi-hat. Or if you know that your hi-hat's consistent and you don't need that, you can go beef, bap, beef, bap. I'm sorry, vegans. Beef, bap, beef, bap. Let me give you an overhead view of this just so you can see it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's good. Yeah? Okay, let me find you another track. So let me go back to my Mac Cam for a minute. I'm just going to find you a track now. Don't forget, you can find these on Vic Firth. So the last one we did was the Zorro, that's the name of the drummer, Zorro Shonuff track. So a lot of these drummers, they're excellent songwriters too, and they've made stuff specially for drummers to play along to for themselves in masterclasses. Let's look at, we want a kind of a slower one because we've got more notes to fit in. Let's see this one. Hang on a minute. Yeah, okay. We're going to go half time with this. Okay, so this one's called What's the Weather Like? Oh. I'm good. I'm still good on Twitch. Is it YouTube? Okay, 1 second, everybody. Let me go back to this one, wide cam. So we just hang on, Twitch buddies. We got YouTube guys are a little bit behind. How's that now, JJ? Okay. I actually know what I think it is, guys. I think it's the Mac camera. I don't think streaming likes the Mac camera, like the camera that's in my actual Mac. So let's remind myself not to use that. Okay. So just going back to it. That song is by the drummer Ash Sohn, and it's called What's the Weather Like? And we're going to do it half time. So we're doing it half the speed or tempo that it was originally meant to be at, just so you newbies can learn. This is really good. So, okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Keep it going. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and add the kick in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and kick and hands together, hand and foot, hand and foot, hands together, hand and foot, hands together, hand and foot, hands together. Yes. Woo! 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keep it going. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just keep it going. You can get quite meditative really. 1, 2 and 3. Just let it. Just hear the music. Lock in with the bass. 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Kick, snare, kick, snare. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There you go. Yeah. Ooh. That was really good. How did that feel? Write to me in the comments. Let me hear you. Let me see how that felt. That's really good. You've played to 2 tunes today. 2 tunes. Yes, guys. Nice. Just checking in. Sorry, I'm just switching over to have a look. Going over to YouTube, guys. Yes, all right. Okay. Oh, yeah, guys. Okay, so the speakers sound great. That's good. I'm just looking at people in YouTube saying it sounds good. All right. Let me just take a sip. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to just play for you for a minute, just so you can see how you can take a basic beat like that, and how eventually over the weeks, months, years, I'm planning on doing this for as long as I can. How it's literally the crux of it is always that beat, and then how we're just going to add bits to it. Okay. So let me just have a quick sip. Find the song again. Okay, here we go. 1 second. I'm parched. Still count the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you don't get to this before you've learned what you've just learned. That's the truth of it. There we go. I love it. I just wanted to have it blow off a little steam. Really? That's it though. Like once you would just that's what we're going to be doing is you're going to take the basics and you're just going to build it up over time. You're just going to have patience. This is well within anybody's reach. Honestly, it's possible. This is what I'm about. I don't like gatekeeping stuff. I want everybody to have the same opportunities. And I know that like lessons were really hard for me to pay, for my family to pay for when I was a kid. So I just really want to give back. So that's what I'm about. Don't sugarcoat anything. You know, it's there for all. And you just need to dedicate a little bit of time, if you can, each and every day. And be patient with yourself. A lot of people give up when they think it's too hard and they think it's beyond them. And it's not. It's not. You just have to stick with it and persevere. All right. So... learning as we... Yeah, I am burger. Is it say I hamburger? Hello. I can show you my setup. I'm just reading. Yeah. Okay. Hello. Thanks for joining us at I Hamburger. Great to see you. Nice. Okay, so let's quickly recap real quick between the 2 beats. So there's been a few newbies join in, just so we can catch them up. So we started with our quarter note beat. So the Fisher Price, My First Drum Beat. That's what we did. So you had You play with your dominant hand on the hi-hat, and that goes over your non-dominant hand. So because I'm right-handed, I would write with my right hand. That goes over my left. Easy. And then our first beat was playing on the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and easy. We don't stop. And then we added the snare drum, this one, on the 2 and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hands together, hands together, just like that. Then we went ahead and we added in the kick drum, so our foot, our dominant foot, the one that we'd kick a football with, on the 1 and the 3. And that's going with the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have hand and foot, hands together, hand and foot, hands together. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you know your first Fisher-Price, my first drum beat, the quarter note beat. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you went and advanced it a bit, and then you learned the 8th note beat. So remember, we do not count to 8. If I find you counting to 8. So we just count to 4, but we have ands in between. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Always ands. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we do our snare drum still in the same place, 2 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Kick drum still on the 1 and the 3, same place. So remember, downbeat is that heavy 1. 1. You let everyone know you are starting your beat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That was your second beat. So the first one we did Zorro. We played to that Zorro track, real funky. And the second one we played to the Ash Sown tune. So yeah, and we were playing sort of half the speed, so it gave you a chance to, it wasn't too quick. So that's your 2 beats. Now let me teach you. I'm just looking at the time. We got about 20 minutes left. Let me teach you. We did this in my very first pilot stream, so we're gonna do it again. So I'm gonna teach you your first fill. So your fill is, so you know in music, I don't know if you're listening to anything on the radio, especially amongst like in bands, when you hear bands on the radio and you go from say a verse or a chorus, if they've got a drummer, the drummer will sort of signal to the rest of the band that we're going from the verse to the chorus and then back to from the chorus to the verse, right? It's just there's only so much we can do, and so a fill is a really good way to do that, to signify to the band we're coming out of a section into a section. So we're just going to learn the very first basic one for now. So you're going to do, let me go to overhead view. Okay, so you've got, I don't know if I mentioned what these are called, so let me just quickly back that up. So you've got snare drum. This is one that normally sits sort of in between your knees. And then you have your toms. So you have high tom, mid tom, floor tom. I also have another tom here. But for now, on most drum kits, you'll have 3. And also you don't need to be going out and buying loads of pillows. So if you're doing this on your bed, maybe you have a couple of pillows. You might have to get one from your couch as well. So just set up 3 for now, and then you need 1. So these are your drums. So all the white circles are your toms, and these are your cymbals. So on an acoustic kit, so a drum kit that is made of wood, these would be metal discs, and then these would be your drums. So yeah, you're going to play a fill here, and what you're going to do is you're going to just say, you're going to hit each drum twice. So you're going to go, the sticking, meaning which hand comes first, is going to be alternate. So you're going to do one hand then the other. Now normally if you're right-handed, you will start with your right hand. So I'll go right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now, if you are left-handed, your kit would be reversed of this, like the reverse, the mirror image. So you'd probably start here and go left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. So your snare would actually be here. But for now, so I don't mind which way you go round. You just work on whatever hand you're dominant with. So for me, I'm right, left. So you do 2 on each one of these drums. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Just like that. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. Sometimes I say words to help me with the rhythm. So, some people see that's quite juvenile. I don't. I just think it's clever. Yes, it is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, but if you just want to get a nice steady rhythm, just say a word. Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. 2 notes on each drum. Okay? Now, they get much more complicated than that, but for now, again, this is the start of your drumming journey. So let's just stick with that. So when you play we're going to practice this with a hi-hat. So this is often where people struggle, is linking the beat to the fill. So a lot of people, what happens is beginners, they will find a tempo that they're comfortable with, so a speed that they're happy playing their beat at, and then they just take off. They're like, now that is fun, but could you imagine that in a band setting where you're playing with other musicians and suddenly you're trying to signify to them that we're going into the chorus and you just suddenly take off any old speed. You're just like, listen, this is my moment to shine. You're going to throw the entire band. So a good way to practice this is your hi-hats are really the anchor point for your beats. So you're going to just find a tempo speed that you're happy to play your beat at. Just play your hi-hat, and then you're going to go from your hi-hat only, onto your fill. So you'd go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you see how it's seamless. You're not going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. They've got to be the same. That is dictating the speed of the fill. Your beat and your fill have to be in time. So the hi-hat will tell you. So you'll know you're playing too quick. If you can get your beat quick, if you're like, I've got this, the fill might be a little quick. If it is, do not slow it down. Do not start your fill and then slow down over time. It's bad practice. If you're going, again, no good. You have to be solid with your tempo. It's always a little bit dry when you begin because it's like, there's no fun in this. But once you lock in that, you're building an internal sense of time. Once you have that, you won't have to think about it so much. And what happens is, over longer periods of time, you can sense blocks of time. You can sense 8-bar phrases, chunks, 16-bar chunks of music. You can just feel it, and that sense of rhythm, your internal clock will just be there. But you have to sort of train yourself to begin with. So this is like going bowling and having the bumpers on. You just do it. Your future self will thank you for it. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah? So when you're feeling, you can practice that in your own time. When you're feeling like, I've got it. Fill in the rest of the beat. Remember, snare drum on 2 and 4, also known as the backbeat. In music, if you went to a concert and then the singer's like, clap your hands, you're going to be going 1, 2, 3, 4, That's the backbeat. That's like where we just naturally, it's like a backbone of our music. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in a lot of popular music, Western music, that is where our snare drum and our feel lands, is on the 2 and the 4. So you can start adding those in. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And back to the beat. And 2 and 3 and 4. Fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's really good. And then the other thing I was going to say about it is, so yeah, for now, start your fill on a 1. Start it at the beginning of a new bar. So finish your beat completely, a bar of your beat, then go into your fill. That won't always be the case, but it's a good, you're learning that sense of where a fill would come in for now. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Easy. That's really good. That's a good bridging. Fills are about bridging you from one part of the drum kit to another. Let me give you an overhead view of that as well. So you're going from, for me, I'm going from my left hand side over to the right hand side with that fill. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now I have access to this side of the kit. This is our ride cymbal. So eventually you can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and ride. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So see, we're getting off on a tangent now. But that beat, your hands are not crossed. Same beat, but your hands are not crossed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and dominant hand goes over to your ride. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that's another thing that you can practice after your fill. So you would need, if you were doing this and you have your spatulas in your hand, so you don't have a drum kit yet, you could have, well, your foot doesn't need a pillow, so you're fine. You just need just your foot on the floor. So you need a pillow here, and you need a pillow here. So 2 pillows for that, and that's enough to just do your beat and practice, which is the most, the thing that demands the most coordination is this bit here. Kick, hi-hat and snare. But if you wanted to, you could just put, some coasters on the bed or something just to help you mark out where your toms should be. So they should be in front of you, like a bit like an arch, like a bit like a rainbow. You see how we got the shape going on? And you always want to have like a pizza wedge. So your stick should join right in the middle like that. And you want to hit the center of the drum. That's where the drum wants to be hit the most. Strike it right in the middle. Right in the middle. It will sound the best when you come to play on an acoustic kit, you know. Right in the middle. Pizza wedge. Just think. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, fill. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's it. That's good. And 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Should we do one more song to finish? Let me go back to my wide cam. All right, 1 second, guys. So we got about 8 minutes left, and I want us to play a few times through to a couple of tracks, maybe if we can, 1 or 2. They're quite long, just so you can. Yo, Dark Vist, hello. Good to have you here. I'm just saying hi to everyone. Okay, so let's have a look. Let me find you another track. So let's have a look. Let's go back. Let's try this new metal. New metal's in again. New metal was around when I was a kid, and now it's back. Let's see. I have no idea how. One and two and three and four. One and two and three and four. This is weird. One and two and three and four and two and three and hit those pillows. One and two and three and four. One and two heavy enough for you? Two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and I know it's slow, keep going. There you go. Okay, let's do one more. That was super crazy. What do you think of that one? It's really good to practice to music that you wouldn't normally listen to. You need to be practicing to everything you can get your hands on. Just anything. Just put it on. See what you do like and what you dislike, and learn from everything where you can. Okay, that was super heavy, wasn't it? Good speed though. Let me just have a look. What else have we got here? I'm gonna make this a good one. That says fast in it, so we don't want that one. Let's have a look. Still looking. Let's try this one. I have no idea what this is. Nice. One and two and three and four and three and nice. One and two and three and four and one and two and quite a lot going on. This is crazy. Not the most steady thing to play to, but one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and right. Keep going. I'm gonna play for you, okay? No, that was good. Sorry. I was just messing around. I have loved this. Okay, so what I want to do is we'll round it out there. So you've learned, don't forget, you got your 2 beats that you've learned, quarter note beat, eighth note beat, and your fill. So this is enough for you to be getting on with until next time I stream. So I'm going to try and stream 2 times a week. I think Monday works. We'll see. We're working out timings because I want to try and grab as many of you as possible. So it's kind of, working out, where you are in the world and what works, and maybe it needs to rotate a little bit. But definitely twice a week. And I just will build as much stuff as you want. Like, whatever you want to learn, you can let me know. Otherwise, I'll just keep on with what I've got. So I think at the bottom, you can see on the screen, you can follow me on all the social platforms. They're all Affy Green. Or I've got a Discord. I have a server. So if you want to ask me any questions on there, I'll pick